The biggest reason is I have 3 kids at home. Matter of fact, my oldest one just turned 15 yesterday, so if you see a vehicle with one of us in it and it's driving kind of funny and slow, just know that it's Levi learning to drive. Bob, we graduate here in Wayne County about 300 students a year. Out of those 300, probably half of them, maybe more than half, go to college and never come back. Here in Wayne County, we've got to figure out what we're doing wrong so that we can get those kids back. There's all kinds of circumstances that have to do with it, right, between, of course, taxes and all the issues that we face here in Wayne County. But the number one goal is for us to grow. Some of the areas that I think that here in Wayne County we have to work on is, we have unfinished business with the Republic and the coal ash issue. As Mr. Mike stated yesterday, we still have a verbal agreement from them, which is good. Don't get me wrong, no coal ash is great right now, but we need to really be pushing to get a signature on a contract somewhere, somehow, whatever we've got to do. I've heard it said that a lot of people in Wayne County, and I know you alluded to it yesterday with Mr. Mike about him and his friends over there, but Wayne County's been good to Republic as a whole. Out of that friendship, we've got to figure out what we're doing so that we can get a contract signed by Republic to eliminate the possibility of coal ash in this town.
How do you go about doing that if they don't want to? How do you get them to the table to do that? I said they met with Eisenhower, they met with all those people. They got, like I said, they got a verbal agreement, but nothing written in stone. So
basically, what we're asking Republic to do is not utilize one of their income streams. They are legally able to bring some of that stuff over here. We get $1.80 a ton for everything that goes out there. Even as tight as things are, and I know this probably doesn't sound good for everybody, but even as tight as we are in a budget, if there's a way that we can even negotiate a portion of that back to Republic so that we can get a contract signed, I'm willing. The safety of our community, the safety of our natural resources are more important to me than $1.80 a ton. If it's $1.40 or $1.60, it doesn't sound like a lot, but those numbers add up in a hurry. And I'm of a mindset, I'm willing to do anything, to negotiate something that's fair and equitable for both sides.
I ask the question all the time. I don't want to alarm anybody. How do we know what's going in the landfill every day? You ever go out there and watch some trucks go in every day?
I've been out there a time or two, and it is.
Know what's going in the landfill.
It is very much a trusting relationship.
Seriously,
because I'm not going to go dig through those trash trucks.
The number of trucks going every day. It's just.
I pass Republic trucks. I travel 250 miles a day with my job. I see Republic trash trucks everywhere. There is really no way to know what all is in those trucks.
That's what I tell people all the time. Well, who knows what's going in the landfill? It's there, and trucks go in every day, and you can't get back there. So
it's a trust and verify.
At least who knows?
It may be, but right now it's the number one subject. But you're right. I'm not going to dig into those trucks. It is very much a trust and verify. Utilize the control measures they've got out there to really stay on top of it.
Mike Cross wrote up something yesterday talking about a hub, maybe bringing jobs. Your thoughts on that? Would that be something that you would be interested in? Or
I hadn't heard that until yesterday's show, so I don't know how to comment. I don't know what all's part of it, but if it's an opportunity to grow, I am definitely willing to listen to it.
Let me ask you a question. You're out there on the campaign trail. Early voting starts Monday, so this is the only contested race in the county. So if you're out there in the district, what's on the mind of the voters? What besides the coal ash issue, what other issues? I talk about my concern is the fact they have to borrow $6.5 million just to operate the budget every year. And they're trying to, they were in the process of eliminating that, but now it's back up to $6.5 million. So if you get on the board, how do you address that issue? The tax digest is down. The state continues to take away money that, which is still mind-boggling. The fact that you used to have the tag money, but now the tag money goes to the state of Georgia. In fact, they can't even send out a notice to let you know.
I know, but
you have to buy your tag because
I was on the school board when that went into effect, and when it happened, we really didn't know how to budget because you didn't know what was actually going to come back out of it, how much you were going to get, how bad it was going to affect you. And it seems to have hit pretty hard. The issue with on the campaign trail and talking to people, a lot of people are still keying in on our tax issues, and you know, they always hear these refunds, and they always hear that we're in a legal issue with this landowner or that landowner. We got to figure out how to get past those. We all know, everybody talks about the tax assessors board, and we all know that as a county commissioner, we don't have jurisdiction over that office. So I'm not going to come here and tell you that I'm going to be putting pressure on that particular individual. It's not my place. He's governed by a board. That board has pretty much had the same members, which I think we've had a new one just recently. Miss Monica Quinn was nominated.
Justin Franks just got on.
Justin Franks.
You got 2 new board members on there.
But that team, for the most part, has worked together for 3 or 4 terms. I think it's time for a change there. You know, as a District 3 commissioner, we get board appointments. It's not about personalities. It's not about likes or dislikes. It's about bringing new ideas into that board. Whatever we can do to help, let's see, what's the word I'm looking for? Ignite, encourage that office and that board to figure out what we can do on these tax issues, then I'm all for it. Let's give them the tools and resources they need to be successful so that the other tax office can be successful, so that we as a Wayne County can be successful.
As you mentioned, you know, kids graduating, go to college. There's not many jobs to come back to. I mean, the largest employer in Wayne County right now is the Board of Education. There used to be Rayonier. It's not Rayonier anymore because of expansion and computers and things like that. So
automation is going to be weeding out more jobs. I'm a big proponent of the IDA and the chamber. I think as we work together with those 2 entities to give them the tools and resources they need to go out and as Mr. Butch said a while ago, press the flesh and you know, shake hands and kiss babies and all that other stuff, because they're basically in a political arena to get these jobs here and get these businesses here. But along with that is the fact that when those businesses do their due diligence, they look at the newspaper and they pull up back issues of the Butch and Bob Show, and they hear the issues of the county. They check the school systems. They check your graduation rates. They check your test scores. They look at the total cohesiveness of the community. Here in Wayne County, we have 5 governmental agencies that all use either fully funded or partially funded out of our pockets. So if the 5 governmental agencies can figure out how to work together better, so that we don't have issues on the front page and we don't have Bob Morgan fodder for the news reporting, then those businesses will be more likely to come here. In my arena, what I do is I sell. So I'm always talking to people. I'm always working on my communication skills. They're not always the best, but I do strive to be better every day. We've got to figure out how to communicate. I think you even reported this morning, Mr. Nick Ellis was asking about where those meetings are.
Right, because they just found out, in case they missed the news, they missed it again, but School Superintendent Jay Brinson said they got word that there's another settlement, another payout that the county and the school system is going to have to pay to timberland companies, individuals, so it's going to cost the school board over $500,000. No telling what the county's bill is going to be. So, like I said, they were promised to have meetings, and Nick Ellis said they haven't had any meetings. But they do that. The county seat does it all the time, too. We're going to get together and meet, but the meetings just don't take place.
I have a good relationship with our County 3, our District 3 school board rep. I know several people in other government agencies that I think that I could call at any point in time and have conversations with. We've got to improve the communications between these governmental agencies so that, A, we can share assets. If we can help any one of us save $1, then that's $1 we can reallocate to something else that may be needing plugged. B, better communications are more attractive to businesses, which means we have a better opportunity to get somebody new here, which adds not only to the job creation, it adds to the tax digest. Those companies come in, they buy equipment, we're able to use those on the tax digest. It increases the overall money available in our community to grow and expand our services.
just joined us again, Farrell Cooksey in the studios with us, running for county commissioner. It wasn't long ago, maybe 8 years ago, we were sold. Got to get those 4-lane highways. We're close to the port. Once we get the 4-lane highways, we're going to just go boom.
I think what the term we had was the place where it all comes together.
So where's that? I mean, the port's being built. The 4-lane highways are there. I mean, you go down. I mean, they said 341 was supposed to be the big expansion. Down that besides the car dealership down there, right down on the road. I mean, there's no expansion on 341.
There hasn't been. And I can't tell you why.
That's the big mystery to me.
It goes back to we've had so many issues that keep coming up here in Wayne County. We've got to get these issues put to bed as much as possible. We constantly have stuff on the front page of the paper. We constantly have issues on the news in the morning that we've got to figure out how to put those things to bed. And that's not saying that any one individual is making a large mistake by any stretch. But there's obviously something not working so that these places are ready to come here. I don't know that I have all the answers. I don't know that any one of us that are running for this office have all the answers. The way I look at what we can do or not do is just like leaving this radio station and going down to Cafe Euro. There's 3 or 4 different routes that we can go to get to Cafe Euro. One of them may be the easiest, going straight up 84, taking a right on Cherry Street and going down. You've got more red lights that way. The other route may be going up to the church, hanging right on Ty and going down Broad Street. We have different methods to getting there. We just got to figure out which one is the actual best route for Wayne County.
It's, looking at this race, the biggest mystery to me is all 4 other incumbents are unopposed. You got 1 incumbent and you got 3 challengers. Explain that to me. What's that about?
When you reported the close of qualifying, and this was the only area that had, I guess competition's the right word, challengers is a better word.
Yeah, 3 challengers against 1 incumbent. There's 4 guys in this race, and everybody else is unopposed. So is there something
I was very surprised, and again, for all you other elected officials, this is not a negative slight on you. I was very surprised that we didn't have more people running more offices. Maybe that's a good thing because maybe they're doing a great job and everybody is 100% behind them. But I look at it as a bad thing. It means we've got less people interested in being involved. And that's what's concerning because whenever I've talked to people knocking on doors and stuff, I've been amazed at the number of people that really are just not involved. If you ask them a question about where they stand on something, they really don't have an input. They really don't care. So,
and I've talked to some folks out there who may be interested in running, but social media scares them half to death because you read so many false information on the social media, Facebook, Twitter, all that kind of stuff like that, that it's just fake news, fake comments, made-up stuff, people just trying to create controversy. And for some reason, when people read stuff on social media, they think it's the gospel truth, where there's no fact-checking. It's just people's opinions or someone just trying to create a problem or whatever. And I think that social media has really made a lot of folks say, yeah, I'd like to run for office, but, they hear about all this other false information about incumbents, and they say, I don't want my character torn apart like that with all this false information that people seem to make up.
And that comes back to the ones that are either A, in office now, or B, running office. I don't know Mr. Teston as well, but I know Mr. Brantley and Mr. Roberts. Those are good guys. There's nothing that in me that could sit here and talk bad about either one of them.
Yeah, and I'm talking about the candidates themselves that are running. I'm talking about just the general population.
It comes back to us, as those that have been in office, we create a stigmatism of being in politics that's really nasty, and it shouldn't be. It should be about an individual trying to do something better for where they live and make things better here.
And Bob, you've heard all that false information on the social media out there about anything and everything, whether it's a candidate, whether it's an incumbent, whether it's a subject, no matter what it is, people just seem to
That's part of it. The other part of it is, like I said, I've got some good friends in politics, and I won't name them, but I know they can't go anywhere without somebody coming up and wanting something or asking
something. Yeah.
They can't go to church. They can't go grocery shopping. They can't go to a restaurant and enjoy a meal. I mean, that's
when I was on the school board 4 years ago, it would take an hour to go into Walmart to buy a few groceries on a Sunday evening because you get caught and get asked. It's part of...
That's just human nature, but that's part of it. I mean, it's just, especially when you get controversial issues like the tax digest, things like that, that a lot of people just are shaking their heads like, why is it a constant problem? That continue, you don't see other counties have that issue. This land dispute and this overassessment has been a big nightmare for Wayne County for the last... 7-8 years. I mean, it's been a long battle. It was in courts for many years, and the court battle was lost, and now we're seeing the effects of how much money is being paid back from the overassessment. So that's the frustration. Again, Jake Brinson last night, you see the frustrations more than his board members live. Don't get too excited about the flip money coming in because
you're fixing to use that flip money to do a refund.
We've got another payment going out, so over $500,000. So, but again, I'm just curious in the district. There are certain issues in the district that have 4 people running there. I mean, what do you hear when you go out and you campaign? Because the voting begins Monday. The good thing, thanks to the newspaper and the white radio station, at least the people in Wayne County know who the local candidates are. I don't think anybody knows who the statewide candidates are. I mean, if you find 10 people, you tell me who's all running for governor. There's I don't think half the average voter has a clue.
I can tell you about 5 of those names, and then I would get lost. I think there's another 5.
I'm trying to keep all the best I can. I promise you, I don't know who's running for half these offices. I mean, I met some of the people running for governor, but I mean, it's just hard to believe. There's no publicity besides the governor's race.
And a lot of them just don't take South Georgia very seriously. I was talking to somebody who's been actively involved in politics for a long time and a community leader, and I have a hard time trying to think of our second senator. We all know Johnny Cossington. He's down here. He's over the air. The only time, and this person said the only time that this other senator comes through seems to be when he's traveling from Atlanta to Sea Island. And that's it, We get no news releases. We get no comments. We get nothing. And so sometimes the folks in South Georgia kind of get left out.
Yeah, sure. No doubt about that.
Again, the early voter starts Monday, so we ask all the time, when they go in the voter's booth, why should they vote for Cook City District 3 County Commissioner?
I ask people to consider me when they vote. I try to refrain from asking any one individual to vote for me. Consider me. Consider that I'm still invested here. I've got my kids coming up. I want everything better for all of us. I'm not going to tell you that I have all the answers, like I said a while ago. I just think I have a different perspective on how to get from point A to point B and then to point C. I'm young, involved. I'm not as out there as others are. I am still a full-time employee. I still work. But this is something I choose to do to try to make where I live, where I love, where I hunt, where I fish, where I eat, where I sleep, a better place to be. Not just for me and mine, but for all of us, because this is our home. If we can't take care of our home, what else is God going to entrust us with? This is where we came. If you transferred from Pittsburgh to Athens, and you're here, and you've made Wayne County your home, Bob.
Right.
You are the voice of Wayne County. It doesn't matter what it is, but you are the voice of Wayne County. So it's up to us that are invested in this community to do everything possible to make this a better place. If it means making hard choices sometimes, then that's what we've got to do. And some of those are going to be hard to swallow. But at the end of the day, I ask people to choose or to consider me for an opportunity to try. Give me a chance to try. Let me earn your trust and earn your respect. I'll do the best job I can do. It may not be perfect. I wish I could say that. There may be votes that we take on a Monday night that on Wednesday night I'm thinking, what did I do? Why did I do that? Because when you're in a place of making a yes or no vote, you look at all the information you have in front of you right then, and then inevitably Wednesday morning rolls around and you have new information and think, if I'd have had that Monday night or if I'd had that Tuesday night, yeah, I'd have done that different.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you coming in. I'm sure we'll see you between now and May 22nd and wish the best of luck.
Well, I just want to remind everybody, I am doing a meet and greet Sunday afternoon at the depot from 3 to 5. Come hit me with your hard questions. It is not a fundraiser. I am not asking for a single dollar. Just want to get a local place that maybe we can meet a few more people and give them a chance to ask questions. And I want to say thank you, Mr. Butch and Mr. Bob, for this opportunity to come on here and do this. This is a really cool venue. I listen every morning. I actually have to, in some places, because you go to Brunswick, just about the traffic light the other side of Sterling, I start losing signal, so then I have to switch over to the app on my phone.
Yeah, there's a 105.5 down right south of Jacksonville, and we start banging on each other in Brunswick, and that kind of creates a problem on Sundays, especially early mornings, and then sometimes the 105.5 FM south of Charleston. And so that's the reason why you get along the coast there. All three of us are banging on top of each other on the frequency 105.5.
I can go all the way to the other side of Hinesville, closer on the 196 cutoff going toward Richmond Hill, and about halfway down I lose it there. But the traffic light the other side of Sterling, there's the school, the traffic light that we would love to have on 341 at the end of Joey Williamson Road, is about where I lose it here.
Our strongest signals to the south, you can pick it almost all the way down to Homerville, Statenville, and down way below Waycross and Alma and Baxley and all that. It's just those two 105.5s south of Brunswick and north of Brunswick. We just all kind of bang on each other over there a little bit. And Farrell Cooksey in here, you're running for county commissioner. Which district?
District 3.
District 3, and a former school board member. Do you keep up with the school board activities now that you're not a member?
I listen to the recaps every Wednesday morning. I follow it in the paper. I ask questions every chance I get. And I know that the citizens of Wayne County are very excited that ROTC is back at the high school. My son is looking forward to that. My oldest son is looking at a career path in the military as a corpsman, and he is excited about the ROTC program coming back. He's already working his schedule out so the second semester of next year, when he's a sophomore, that he can get involved. First year, he's going to be in the marching band. Says he won't miss football season for anything. The second semester, he's already gearing up to be in ROTC. So,
were you part of the school board when it had to be cut because of budget constraints?
It was cut one or the two boards before us. I think early on in the board before us.
Before you. And
we still dealt with a lot of budget cuts, and the fancy word, the austerity cuts, they called it. They just took money. They can call it whatever they want to. They just took money, and they kept it.
Okay, so it was before you were a board member, but you're excited, and your even son may become involved in the Army ROTC here at Wayne County High School, and I know they've been very pleased there at the high school, and the students have been, and the parents of the students, the fact that their sons and daughters have the opportunity to be part of that.
If we can get our tax issues straight here in Wayne County, there's the possibilities of what the school system can offer are unlimited. I mean, there were so many things cut, and now we've got such a larger student body. There's a lot more out there that we could offer our kids if we could get this tax stuff straightened out so everybody can quit doing $370,000 refunds and $500,000 refunds. Those hurt.
ROTC was a big part of the board meeting last night. We heard from Colonel Perry tomorrow about how the program's progressed since he's got here. So that's part of the newscast tomorrow. But that was a big issue last night. Like I said, it costs a lot for that uniform. I never heard the shoes are expensive.
I think you said $500 for a uniform?
Yeah, $500 for the whole uniform.
Wow.
The shoes are like $73, and they said that you go through 4 pairs through the year. So
I can imagine the conversations now. That's higher than a cheerleading.
Yeah. But Farrell Cooksey in here, candidate for County Commissioner District 3. And Farrell, we look forward to having you back on again and talking with you. Okay.
And just remember, District 3 and all of Wayne County, it doesn't matter who you vote for. Please go vote. please get out and vote for the candidate of your choice. Make your voice be heard. Okay? Have a good day. Bob, you have a good day.
Okay.
All right, world famous Butch and Bob Show here on Big Dog Country Radio, brought to you by Murphy Builders.